Farming Simulator 2013. This is the default map, Hagenstadt. I've just spawned into the world, as you can see, and I'm right in front of my lovely little home here. And we have a rotating icon that's going to tell us what we need to do. I'm going to walk into it and see what it says. It says your new farm. Follow the gravel path to the left to get to the main area. There you can find more introductory tips to the game. Okay, gravel path to the left to get to the main area. Butterfly. Looks like nobody's home, even though it looks like there's a fire in the fireplace. We can see down here, if we look at this map, you see field 16 is the only field that I start with. And you'll notice it's a different color. That's because it is ready to harvest, that green color. Now we can see this is the growth map, but it also has the option to show you the fruit type. You can see it's yellow, so yellow is wheat. So this field is ready to be harvested, and it's wheat. So we're going to run down here, and you can see there's a harvester there already. Looks like this is the starting harvester. It's a FAHR, F-A-H-R M66. Has a very low capacity and a very slow speed. What we're going to do is we're going to get up in it. We're going to start it. We have to preheat it. You can see in the bottom left it's preheated. Now start the engine. And we're going to see if we can pick up. There we go. Move forward just a little. We're going to get it lined up here. We're going to hire a worker. You see in the top left hand corner, if you press 8, you will hire a worker to work for you. So I press H and the worker starts driving. You can see him sitting there driving the harvester. Looks like we missed some right here at the beginning. That's okay. While he's doing that, I'm going to look for a tractor and a tipper. Now, pressing tab rotates you through the available vehicles, and I can see a tipper right there. So what we're going to do is walk over and get in this tractor, which is a Buhr. I have no idea if that's a correct pronunciation of that. B-U-H-R-E-R, Buhr. It's European, I don't know. So we press Y to preheat the engine. It's preheated, we can start the engine. We're going to reverse and connect to this tipper. Alright. Now we're going to drive over. See, this is the chrome trailer. Now he should be full fairly soon because this harvester does not have a whole lot of capacity. And what happens is when he gets to 80% full, the boom will swing out on that tractor. And then I can just drive my tipper under the boom and he will automatically unload. So we're just going to wait for him to get 80% full. And while he's driving that, we're going to look at the briefing. It says, start your career now and discover the numerous fields of activity of a modern farmer. In this game mode, you are completely free to decide what tasks you want to pursue. Do you want to purchase new fields to expand your farm? Do you want to increase your livestock? Or do you want to invest your hard-earned cash in new machinery? The decision is yours. With the right amounts of skill and diligence, you can soon become one of the most successful farmers across the country. Dive right into the multifaceted world of agriculture. Now, started the game, there's three Actually, I do not want any missions. Turn those off. I hate missions. Excuse me. The There's easy, normal, and hard, and I started on normal. I haven't played the game in quite some time, more than a year actually. But I started on normal. You can see I've only got bottom right hand corner. I've only got $5,931, and the worker that I've hired gets a wage. So you can see right now that the money is going down $1 at a time. Not only do you need to pay the worker's wage, but the vehicles also requires periodic maintenance, and that's factored into a daily, hourly, minutely. Okay, see his boom is coming out. That means it's 80% full. So once he turns around, I'm going to pull up beside him and unload. Now there are some mods that make the game more realistic. I'm not running the more realistic mods, MR as they're known, which means I can actually drive through the fields here and it does not destroy the crops. And that's fine because I'm not trying to, emulate actual. I think I can press 4. There we go. Press 4 and it will drive the same speed as the harvester. So it's fine that I'm driving through the field and not actually. Now we'll pause right here because he won't move as long as I'm sitting here, and he'll go ahead and empty. You can see my trailer is 27% full. It's going to pull off to the side here. Looks like he got about three swaths. So I'm guessing this is going to be about, and I'm not even half full, so I can get about not quite 3 tipper loads, I imagine, out of this field. I do not know how it was planted to start with, since the game started this way. However, you have fertilizer in the game, and after you've planted the crop, actually, it doesn't matter whether it's before or after, but for continuity's sake, I'm going to do it afterwards. But after the crop is planted, if you go back and fertilize it, you'll get a higher yield. Now, you got to be very careful because you will run out of money. And I've got a lot of equipment right here that I'm not really using, so I'm going to sell some of it as soon as I get rid of this, harvesting this field. And then we're going to see about purchasing new equipment. You can see the silos there is the emblem on them of the crops: wheat, barley, canola, and corn. That's left or right. Wheat, barley, canola, and corn. Here's the chicken coop, which I really don't like at all because that rooster never shuts up. And this here, potatoes and sugar beets. Store your potatoes and sugar beets by unloading them here. 2 conveyor belts are located behind the hall where you can fill your trailers. This would be potatoes. You can see it's really just sort of an image of potatoes laying there. And this is what sugar beets look like in the game. And the theory is you drive around behind here to load your tipper, and they run up this conveyor belt and fall into the tipper. And you can haul them down to market and sell them. This is the seed pallet. If you've got money and you want to refill your sowing machines, you can do it at these pallets. You just pull up beside them, you select the type of seed that you want, and the machine will refill itself, and it will automatically deduct money from your account. Now you do start the game, I believe. I don't remember all the buttons, but this is P will take you to the to purchase stuff. This tells you what you already own, and then you can sort this by machine type or mods that you may have in your game, or even by name brand. Let's see if we can get back to the, there we go. Looks like it's not quite full yet. I wish I could remember all of the Okay, C takes you into first person. And E, I do remember E takes you out. Okay, let's go back over here and unload him. There's the headlights, F. You can see on the bottom right hand corner my display that gives me my speed, the amount of product that's in your tipper in this case, because I'm attached to a tipper, the amount of fuel in my tractor. And above all of that, you can see an icon of a tractor and an attachment to it. In this case, the attachment is a tipper, but above that there's an icon of wheat, and that tells me what's in what product I'm hauling, regardless of what type of equipment I'm. Now I'm just pressing buttons at random to try and remember. Oh, that's personal flashlight, G. Okay. Obviously the ASDF, ASW. Okay, we know that. Alright, there is my PDA. And it tells you various things like the finances today. You can see right now that I've paid that hired worker $222 already and $11 in vehicle running costs. So right now I'm at negative 236, and you will see it will continue to go into the reduce the amount of my balance. This is the current prices that you can get for any product you have, and the location of farm, shop, freight yard, inn, mill, and port for barley, canola, corn, potatoes, sugar beet, wheat. There are no great demands, and these are the reference prices. Tells you per 100 kilos, liters or units. For example, wool would be eggs would be units, and barley would be kilos. A pig obviously is a unit. You're not getting 200 liters or 200 kilos of a pig, so you get $200 per pig. If I was in a vehicle, this would give the specs for it. Let's get in one here. You can see here this is the rolling specs for this vehicle, and there's 2 pages to it. That is the attachment to the vehicle. This is a map. It's a larger view and a zoomed in view of the whole area. And this is the price history, which is not going to have any history right now because I haven't sold anything. The game just started. This gives you a graph or a scale, if you will. You can see here that wheat is on a downward spiral. The price of it is going down where the other product are staying steady. This is the weather forecast today and 3 days in advance. And this is the current quantity of product that I have in my farm silos. You can see I already have some barley, canola, and corn, potatoes, sugar beet, and wheat, and that's what you get at the start of the game. All right, you can see the boom coming out, so let's jump back in here. We're going to cut around this tree. I have played this game in multiplayer before with some more realistic mods. It wouldn't allow me, for example, it would allow me, I could drive over this wheat, but it would crush the wheat, and it wouldn't be usable any longer. That is fine to do when you're playing multiplayer. Also, in some multiplayer games that I played, you cannot hire anyone to work for you, so you have to do it all yourself or have a friend do it. Since this is a single player game, though, I'm just gonna do what I want to do here. And the farm silos will also show your bunker levels. You can see obviously there's nothing. It does tell you your total mixed ration, and that is a recipe for feeding the cows. You can feed the cows just grass. You can feed them just hay. that type of thing. But if you mix it up, you get better production out of the cows as far as milk is concerned. There is milk in the game, and just regular statistics here for everything. Tells me the area that I've worked, my fuel usage, and you can see I've only been playing for 16 minutes. Basically, I own nothing, have nothing. I own one chicken. No eggs in the chicken though. Alright. You can speed up the time, slow down the time, that type of stuff. Obviously, since you do have a lot of the equipment has lights, and you can work at night if you want to. But I want to get this field. You can see the prices of these fields. In the middle of these fields, you'll see these floating icons, and if you walk over these, they'll tell you the price and the size of the field. You can see this field here is probably, by looking at the map, it looks about the same size as field 16, but it is larger. It's 0.54 HA, and to purchase it, I would have to buy $24,500, and obviously I cannot afford that. And you can see that is basically the smallest field on the map that I could purchase, and I cannot afford it. So it's going to be a while before. Now I'm going to generate some income. You can see he's stopped, he's done, so we're going to jump back in the tractor, and he may fill, it's probably going to fill this tipper up, and I might have to make another trip. Since he's no longer working, I'll have to manually do that. The field is done, the workers left. As you can see, there's no worker sitting there. I have to move the boom out myself, and then it will automatically unload up until the point that the tipper's full, of course. And I believe it probably will fill this tipper. No, it didn't. So one field, this is the starting tipper, very small, and that field does not even fill it. What we're going to do is drive over and drop this off over at the silos. Turn on my flashing light and my headlights for safety, even though I'm on my farm and there's no one else here. And this is the drop-off point for all the product. Just pull over it and unload, and it automatically moves it into the correct silo and updates your quantity. That chicken never shuts up. It is very annoying. I will tell you that. There are ways to get rid of the chicken. I'm just going to park the trailer here now. And we need to re-sow the field. I want to go over and get the harvester out of the way. So you can see my speed is at 100%, level 3. I'm on the road doing 13 miles per hour. Said this is a very slow harvester, very low. It's fine for what you start out with, of course. But we're gonna take it, park it over here. We don't need it right now, and we want to put it out of the... I'm gonna park it in the middle bay. Pull all the way in the back so I can drop the header off. We'll lower the cutter down and we'll disconnect. Back up just a little bit. Now what we need to do is look at the product. Alright, that was wheat, so now I have 14,000 wheat. What I try to do is I try to keep all of the product, I rotate, because every now and then you'll get what's called a great demand, meaning one of these products is needed more, so it fetches a premium price. So what I have is the canola is the lowest amount of anything I have. So I'm gonna plant canola. That's a seeder right there, if you can believe that. And I'm not going to use this tractor. Nah, I may as well. You can see right now the icon on the right, bottom right of my screen shows wheat. So it's filled, and we want to change it to canola. You can see it: oats, sorghum, sunflower, wheat, barley, canola, and grass. We're just going to leave it on canola. And we're going to go over to the seeder. I'm sorry, the seed pallet. You can see in the bottom right hand that it says 0%. I do not have any seed in it right now, but what I want in it is canola. So we drive over here next to this, and refill sower is R. You see the money's being deducted as it's refilling with canola. Okay. And we'll head back over here. It's only 7 o'clock in the morning, 0714. It's pesticide right there. I'm gonna start. Now, I have forgotten, because I did say it's been a while. That I need to plow the field, or prepare the field, whether I plow or use a harrow, as we used to say. You can do either or. Up, back up, back up. I want to pick up that weight. I can see right now I'm going to have an issue if I don't put that. Let's see there. Front wheels are not. Okay, so we got to put that weight on the front here. Okay. There we go. Actually, let's look at this tractor. This is an Argon 3, 75 horsepower. The Buer has, okay, we're gonna use the other tractor because it has much more horsepower. Excuse me, tab. I tell you what, when you press the wrong button, G is what moves it from the attachment. So we want to drop the rear attachment. Start the engine. Move this bad boy out of the way. I'm going to leave the weight on the tractor because it will need one regardless of what to do. Just get out of the way here so I can hop on this tractor. We will detach, and I am already detached. Okay. Preheat, start the tractor. Head over here. Spotlight back up with. Now again, I'm not going for realism. It's been a while since I've played the game. I thought I would make a video or two about it. There's even a newer version out of the game. This is Farming Simulator 2013. The newer version is Farming Simulator 2015, which I did not purchase. Don't see myself purchasing it, because basically what I've learned is that it's, learned about this company, Giants, that every year they make a new version of the game, and it's essentially the same thing, maybe with a little bit of better graphics or a different feature or two. But it's essentially the same game every year, and I just, for me, it's not worth it to purchase the new one. So we're going to hire the fella to do this for us, and there he goes. Okay. Now I don't like that, you're going to find every now and then that this happens. I don't like it, but it is what it is. Now if I make more videos of this, by the way, this is straw that was left after the wheat, and if I had a piece of equipment, I could pick up that straw and I could either save it, I could store it for later use with the cows, or I could sell it. But I don't have that piece of equipment that I need to do that, and I'm poor. Just starting out. And point of fact, there is actually, you start, I wish I could remember, I was trying to remember, here we go, there it is. You see here, you start, this is your finance screen, and you can borrow, and then you start with a $100,000 loan right off the bat. You can repay it in $5,000 increments or borrow $5,000, but obviously the more that you borrow, the more interest you're going to have to pay at the end of each day. Now I don't know what happened to all that. I started with $100,000. You can see I'm negative $100,000. I don't know what happened to all that money that I've only got $5,000 left. I assume the farmer bought some of this equipment with the initial startup funds. But what I'm going to do after take care of this field, again, as I said earlier, I'm going to sell off some equipment. Then I'm going to possibly sell everything I have in my silos and not wait for a great demand, because that will allow me to get a larger bank account and then perhaps purchase some better equipment. The goal is always to get another field. Now, the challenge for me is, do I want to get as quickly as I can get another very small field because they're cheaper, and then I'd have to work 2 fields, or do I want to continue working just this one small field and save up and get a larger field, 14 or 17 for example, since they're close here to the starting area. Now it is possible. I'm going to tab through here to the various pieces of equipment so we can see this is the cow area. You can grow, you can raise cows here. And that blue round thing, well, let me jump off here. This right here fills up with manure. It's liquid manure that comes from the cows. And this right here is an automatic milker. The cows, if you choose to get cows, will just wander around this field eating, minding their own business, and whenever their udders are full, they decide they want to, they'll walk into this automatic milker and it will milk them. And this bin, this storage container here, stores the milk, and a milk truck on here. There's a milk factory, if you will, a dairy is what I'm trying to say, and it'll come by and pick up the milk, and you get paid for it. The more cows you have, the more milk you produce. But also, the more cows you have, the more you need to feed them. Like I said, you can feed them, grass. You can feed them hay. But there's a mixture of grass and hay and straw and things like that they require to get the maximum benefit. And they will produce much more milk that way. Over here is where the non-liquid manure, the solid manure, accumulates. And you can use this, the liquid manure and the solid manure for, excuse me, for fertilizing your fields. And this right here is where you can drop grass, and it will stay here and ferment and become hay. I forget actually what it becomes, but it's useful. I'll have to check into that. All right, well, essentially this is going to be it for now. I'll see what the next segment brings up. Thank you for watching. If you have any concerns, comments, questions, or just want to call me an idiot, post below. Ciao.